INFRA is a PC game in which the player assumes the role of an infrastructure inspector as he visits various active and abandoned sites documenting damage and decay in the city's infrastructure. As the player progresses, they'll learn about the city's history and figures, and how their actions and feuds led it to the state the city finds itself in. While progression only requires that you physically move yourself from one level to the next, it's highly recommended that you explore as much as possible. I'm not exaggerating when I say that most of the content is hidden. Doing so not only greatly affects how much you'll learn by the end of the game, but even has an effect on the ending. I won't be going into the game's central plot, and will in general be avoiding spoilers whenever possible. If you want to play it for yourself, which I highly recommend if you enjoy urban exploration or mystery games such as the Paynes Creek Killings, you can find it on Steam. This game takes heavy inspiration from urban exploration, something which I may know something about and may have a number of videos on this very channel, wink wink watch playlist in the description. As you'll be spending most of your time in crumbling abandoned sites or dark underground tunnels, it probably comes as no surprise that this game has no shortage of scares. Since the game lacks enemies, this usually comes in the form of unnerving discoveries that the player can make off the beaten path. Number 1. When you reach the Bergman Hydroelectric plant, make your way to the top of the catwalks and enter this door. You'll find what looks like it was once a hallway for some administrative building or employee lounge, now missing its ceiling and overgrown with vines. It's actually a really pretty spot, until you come upon this one doorway, completely overtaken by vines. Pass through them, and you'll be greeted by this. You hear that? The game even plays a scare chord for you. The first time I played, this really caught me off guard, as it was a few hours in and nothing like it had previously happened. Number 2. While exploring the bunker, you can make your way to what looks to be a housing and recreation area for the science team, and here you'll find several creepy things. Room G6's lights aren't working, and it contains a number of teddy bears just sitting there in the darkness. You might not find this too creepy, but I sure did. G5 is blocked off, but if you look past the barricade, you'll see a pair of boots, presumably still containing the occupant, at the end of the bed. But that's not the worst of what this area is hiding. As you search the bunker, you'll come across some notes telling of a scientist who the others noticed began acting strangely. His room, G2, is locked, but if you find the key, you can open it, and there, you'll find this. The room is smeared from floor to ceiling in his artwork. It's not clear what the substance is, but it looks nasty. The bathroom door is locked, leaving what's in there to the player's imagination. The mural is crude, but it bears a strong resemblance to the creature from the Damn graffiti. One wall has a large hole in it, a message above it reading, G1, G2, G3, inside, tell me, it's behind wall. Inside the hole is a small hidden room, containing a computer terminal which appears to be a coded message. I haven't been able to find out what it means, so maybe someone in the comments can fill us in. Number 3. In the sewers, you'll come across a broken flood door impeding your progress. In the next room is a DIY coffee machine, apparently built by bored workers. In order to progress, you'll have to mess around with the machine until you can produce coffee with a certain unique property. Consuming the coffee causes your vision to become black and white, and very, very dark. When you attempt to leave, you'll look down the hallway, your only way out, and see whatever this is. Something standing in the distance, too dark to really make out, but you can just barely see its glowing eyes and mouth, seemingly twitching wildly. When you approach, it instantly disappears, and your vision returns to normal. You'll have to do this 2 more times to progress, with the entity appearing further down the hall the second time. The third and final time, you'll find that the flood door is now open. Just a hallucination, right? Number 4. While making your way through the apartments in Turnip Hill, take a peek inside this room, and you'll be treated to the horrific sight of the unfortunate Kevin Hertz. His body completely overtaken by an infestation of the glowing mushrooms that are seen throughout the game. Horrifyingly, he is still technically alive when you find him like this, although in a vegetative state. A note in the next room talks of a cure being found, but regrettably, Kevin's infection is too advanced, with the note referring to him as pretty much dead already. Indeed, if you look closer, you can see him breathing. Number 5. I'm gonna be honest here. When I started making this video, having played through the game twice already, I had no idea that this existed. It was only when I was doing some quick research that I learned of the existence of Morko, Finnish for the boogeyman. Apparently, the figure portrayed at the dam in the scientist's room is a figure of legend in the game's universe, said to inhabit Tunnel B2 of the Bergman tunnels. During one section of the game, in which you're supposed to escape a collapsing tunnel, it's possible to exit using a different route if you solve a very easy-to-miss puzzle. Enter this alternate tunnel, the infamous Tunnel B2, and this happens. So, yeah. By far the most overtly terrifying thing in the game, as you can see. And most players will never even encounter it. With the existence of this creature now in mind, it really makes me wonder about the graffiti found throughout the game. Does this thing influence the minds of those who spend their days down here to serve some unknown ends?